Welcome to part two of this phenomenal discussion, teaching, conversation that we're having this week that's entitled Why Some Black Women Are Angry with Black Men. This is a conversation that I want to have with black men, with black women listening, making sure that I'm on point as we try to communicate some of these areas of tension, some of these areas that continue to divide us as a people, especially as it relates to black men and black women coming together in unity for the purpose of relationships. Again, I want to hit you with my foundational verse because it really does speak volumes about manhood and maturity. 1 Corinthians 13, verse 11 says, When I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. But now that I have become a man, I'm done with childish ways, and I put the childish ways aside. I'm going to start with that verse every time we tackle this subject this week, because I'm going to come and at the end of this, I really want to talk about what it means to grow and mature and put away the childish things. Yesterday, I talked about the 7 expectations that a black woman has from a black man, and I want to review those and then focus on the second one today. Number 1, respect. Number 2, honesty. Number 3, support. Number 4, teamwork. Number 5, a vision. Number 6, ambition. And number 7, love. Yesterday, we focused on respect, and today I want to talk about honesty, one of the greatest expectations that a black woman has from a black man. Please allow me to specify black women and black men. I know that these principles are applicable to just about any race and any person on this planet, but this is a particular conversation that I want to have, that I've been asked to have, as it relates to black men and black women, because we are struggling in some areas. And if we don't have this conversation, we'll just continue to struggle, continue to be angry, continue to be at war with each other. And I believe that if you want to be understood, first you have to take some time to understand. Now, honesty is the subject today, one of the greatest expectations that black women have from black men, and it's unfortunately one of those expectations that oftentimes is not met. Oftentimes there's a great deal of disappointment as it relates to honesty. I think it was last week I was talking about dealing with people, and one of the things I talked about in all relationships is the importance of truth, transparency, and trust, because there is no trust where there is no truth and transparency. And when you talk about the relationships between black men and black women have, by and large, been damaged by many black men because many black men have not been honest. Honesty is not just you telling the truth, but honesty is you verbalizing your needs. Honesty is you, at the beginning of a relationship, clearly communicating what your intentions are. Honesty is doing away with the games, doing away with trying to be slick, trying to be coy, trying to be, you know, somebody who's up to something with a hidden agenda. No, honesty says, hey, if all you're interested in is sex, then you're honest enough to say that at the beginning. If all you're interested in is a friendship, then you're honest enough to say that in the beginning. Honesty is you verbalizing your needs. It's you verbalizing your intentions. But honesty is also this, talking openly and expressing your feelings. I know that in relationships, a lot of black men specifically struggle when it comes to talking openly and expressing our feelings as it relate to relationships. But here's what I want you to know as a black man, that you have the ability, you have the propensity to articulate your feelings and express how you feel in a relationship or about a relationship, especially when things are difficult. How do I know you have the ability and the propensity? Because you have the ability and the propensity to articulate how you feel about movies, how you feel about restaurants, how you feel about your favorite gaming system, how you feel about your favorite team. So we don't lack the ability to express our feelings. I think oftentimes we lack the confidence, sometimes we lack the courage, Sometimes I know we lack the skills, but here's where this moment of conversation can be helpful, because it helps us understand that wherever we're lacking, we must begin to do the work to bring ourselves up in those areas of deficiency. Honesty is paramount in a relationship. When she knows that she can trust you, it removes a great deal of worry. And you have to understand that in this climate, relationships sometimes can be filled with worry simply because someone's not being honest, because someone has been caught in a lie, has been caught finessing the truth. They've been caught telling a half truth. And once that happens, you need to know that the relationship begins to deteriorate. Now, she may work with you, she may hang around, she may forgive you, but women always keep a catalog of the lies that you tell, because they understand that if you tell one, you're likely going to tell another. So honesty is truly the best policy. You might not know this, but honesty, especially for women, it builds her internal security. One of the things that's really important to women is security. They want to feel secure, they want to know they're secure, and honesty actually breeds a culture of security in a relationship. But guess what? Dishonesty destroys that culture of security. How can you feel secure with someone who won't tell you the truth? How can you feel secure with someone who lies just for the sake of lying? And again, I'm encouraging black men, as we deal with black women, to be honest to a fault. What do you mean? I need you to be honest to a T. Here's why. Because in the long run, you'll be respected for your honesty, even if the relationship doesn't work out. Honesty, again, is not just about telling the truth. Honesty is also about telling the truth in a way that she can hear it, and telling the truth in a way that she can benefit from it. There's a terminology that we throw around quite loosely called being brutally honest. And I am convinced that some of us don't understand how to be brutally honest without being brutal. You can be brutally honest without being brutal. In other words, you can be brutally honest without being damaging, without being hurtful, without being vindictive. That's not the kind of honesty that cultivates security. It's not the kind of honesty that cultivates trust. We're talking about an honesty that is mixed with kindness. Now, we're not diluting the truth, because that's not what women want. But they would like to have some kindness with that truth, to where if you know you have to say something or you have to admit something, you do it compassionately. You do it in a way that considers that what I'm about to say is probably going to be painful and going to be hurtful and maybe harmful to you and maybe our relationship. But I want to deliver it in such a way that I deliver this honesty in kindness. Again, long term, you will be respected, and men in general will benefit, because her experience with you was one that allowed her to have the truth without the trauma. Ooh, now that's good right there. Can I say that again? Your experience with her, when you're an honest person who knows how to deal honesty with kindness, allows her to have an experience with a black man where she was able to get the truth without the trauma. Because I know relationships can be difficult, and there are things that we must say, must share. We're asked questions about things as black men, and sometimes I think we go into a defensive posture because we know in our minds that it's not going to be good. It may not be received well. It may cause some friction. But at the end of the day, you want to be known as a man who was honest. At the end of the day, you want to be known as the man who told the truth, even if it cost him a relationship or cost him something. You want to be known as the man who was an honest man, because as black men, we never want our honesty to be questioned, because honesty is akin to character. Now, here's something I want to bless you with that I hope you can benefit from. Knowing you can totally trust one another brings about a unique freedom and a unique comfort, knowing that you guys can trust each other, and it helps your relationship work in ways that you can never imagine. Relationships stand a better chance when you are honest. Doesn't mean you're not going to have some what I call intense moments of fellowship. I've been married 30 plus years, 32 years, and we've had some intense moments of fellowship as a result of honesty. I mean, you've heard me say this before. My wife and I made an agreement with each other, though, that we would always tell each other the truth, no matter how painful, no matter how ugly, no matter how disappointed we might be in each other, no matter what the ramifications may be. We made an agreement that if I ask you a question, I always want you to tell me the truth. Now, the exchange in that is that, okay, if this is the environment that we're going to agree to, always telling the truth, then when one tells the truth, the other person who's receiving that truth must show forth some discipline, some dedication to being mature enough to hear the truth without making the person who told the truth regret that they were honest. See, this is a give and take relationship. It's a give and take initiative. But I'm addressing black men because sometimes I think we feel like I can't be honest. I cannot tell the truth because it's going to cost me. I will tell you this, a man that lies in a relationship is a man that will not be trusted. Here's the bad part about it. It won't be long before that information gets out and it starts to circulate. Oh, he's a liar. Don't trust him. He's a liar. Yes, he looks good and he talks well and he smells good and he's got a good job, but he's a liar. Women will forgive a lot of things. Women will work with a lot of things. More specifically, black women will forgive a lot of things, and black women will work with a lot of things. But if there is one thing that I know, black women are not too keen on tolerating for a long time, is a man that lies. A man that lies and lies and lies and lies. And then here's the wickedness that some black women experience. And I'm calling it wickedness because that's what it is. The wickedness that some black women experience in dealing with black men who lie is that we sometimes try to make her think that she's crazy. It's a maneuver and a technique that men have been using for years to try to get out of stuff. So we say, oh, you're just crazy. I don't know if we understand the damage that does to a woman's psyche, because even though she knows she's not crazy, she's being told that from a black man, from a king, from someone who is supposed to nurture her and love her and protect her and add security to her life. And the words that she hears out of our mouth is, you're crazy. The damage that is done psychologically, I don't even know if it can be measured. This is why truth delivered with kindness, honesty delivered with kindness, is far less traumatic than a man who lies and lies and lies and then tries to make her think that something's wrong with her. I am calling on black men to stand up and raise up and become better men as it relates to our relationships and our relating to black women. And when I talk about relationships, I'm talking about dating. I'm talking about women that are your black women that are your friends, black women that you work with. I'm calling on black men to go back to the days where we set the standard of respect, like we talked about yesterday, and we were black men who were wise enough to deal honestly with black women with kindness, and to do it in such a way that we are not traumatizing our sisters, but we are hopefully helping to transform them into the beautiful, amazing queens that they are. I'm hoping and praying that this dialogue and this conversation will get some black men to begin to consider and to begin to think about our actions and our behaviors. We are important, we are necessary, and our actions have consequences and ramifications as it relates to our race that sometimes we don't want to talk about. But if we don't talk about it, who else is going to talk about it? This is Pastor Troy Wynn Sr. Having this conversation. Topic is, why are some black women angry with black men? Today we talked about honesty. Join us tomorrow and we'll pick up where we left off. Guys, have a great day.